Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're looking at converting decimals and fractions into percentages. Let's begin with something simple. First, you have to remember that percentage simply means out of 100. So translating a fraction that is already out of 100 is very simple, because it's 34%. If you have a different kind of fraction, something like this one, it's a little bit more complicated. What you need to do is convert it into a fraction out of 100. You can go back and look at the videos on fractions, and if you're in my classroom, you've already done the unit on fractions, and use those skills to make this conversion. You can go back even farther and use the algebra skills that we've done even earlier. 4 times what equals 100? Have to multiply the same here. That will give me 75 out of 100, which is 75%. So that's simple enough dealing with fractions. Let's look at decimals, which work a little bit differently, but are actually quite similar. In fact, if you go back and think about the lazy mathematician, and what the lazy mathematician knows about decimals is that these have place value. And in reality, decimals are simply the lazy mathematician's way of writing a fraction. So in reality, this is 78 out of 100, which I know to be 78%. Now I'm showing you this to help you understand how it works, but there's a shortcut, a much simpler way of doing it. Simply take this decimal and move it 2 spaces, and it'll be here. Let me demonstrate what I mean with a couple more questions. Move the decimal over 2 spaces. It's 89%. If you have one like this, move it over 2 spaces. You have your percentage. If you have a number like this, move it over 2 spaces. You end up with 3,769.8%, which is actually possible to have, but actually quite rare. And that's how to convert decimals and fractions into percentages.